right club. Be the right club today.
Johnny, that's better than most.
How about in?
That is better than most. Better than most.
Expect anything different?
No, thank you. No, thanks.
I want it.
Come on, Randy. Come on, Big.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Laying Up live show, presented as always by our friends in High Noon, and welcome to the block party. We are having a wonderful time here in North Augusta, and out in Denver, just not having a good time, absolutely hating life. We got him on a speed bag right now, and we are a minute into this show. Mr. Big Randy, how are you?
I've been better, but I'm doing fantastic. I'm here tonight
Fantastic.
so I don't get fined.
Randy, no, we're not putting you on the speed bag. I'm happy to see you. I'm excited to have a dialogue. I hope you'll come over for a nooner. You know, come by tomorrow. Why not?
No,
Got some meats on the grill. Just come by.
no. Sully, where would you like to go? I'm going to throw it back to you.
Oh, guys, already trying to misdirect here. We got to give a shout out to our friends at High Noon. I got the brand new, it's actually not that brand new anymore. It's been around for a while, but it's fantastic. The non-carbonated vodka iced tea is, of course, made with real vodka, real iced tea. It's got no added sugar. If you're a hard tea lover who's done with the sugary malt-based teas, you're going to love the non-carbonated High Noon vodka iced tea. It's got 90 calories. It's great for any occasion under the sun. It's got 4 delicious flavors. It's got original, lemon, raspberry, and Neil picked up a bunch of the peaches. You know how Neil found those?
Yeah, you know what? I went to the store locator button on the High Noon website.
HighNoonSpirits.com, that is.
Yeah.
And he found a
And
pack
a
near
shout
us.
out to North Augusta Beverage Co. I mean, they had a fantastic selection of High Noons, Randy. It was great. It was a seamless process. And they had some pool packs, they had some variety packs, and they had the iced teas.
We're having a wonderful time here. And it's good. Shout out to our friends at High Noon. Story of the day. Is it the story of the day? Has to be the story of the day, is it not?
Rosie following up that 65
come
with a
on.
71 solo lead going into the weekend points. Let's break it down. Let's get into it.
After dismissing him, do you have any regrets on anything you said last night, Randy? Anything
Sure.
you want to address?
Yeah, sure. No, I have a lot of regrets in this life. Listen, did I think he was going to come out and shoot the round of the day? No, I didn't. So let me start here. Props to Rory.
Randy, I wasn't on last night. Listen, I tucked my tail. KVV and I are working on a big project. We just feeling a little overwhelmed, a little disheveled in the parking lot. I was getting out late around 8:45. The cops like, "Hey, brother, where you going?" I'm going to my car, sir. I don't know where my car is. And yeah, it felt like the biggest Houdini punch in a while. But you know what, Randy? I was feeling something, and I want the juice, good or bad. And what I would say to you is I feel like you're leaning in on the other side of the argument, but I feel like it's got you tuned in. Rory is a bit of the needle right now.
Yeah, are you like not rooting for it, or you're just not getting your hopes up? Because those are two totally different things, I think. And one is fair, and one I'm going to really be upset if that's the category you find yourself.
Yeah, guys, I am not rooting for it. I do think him being involved on Sunday is great theater. You know, my favorite major in the last several years was the US Open last year. I mean, how good was that? And if we could have something like that again come Sunday, that's wonderful. But no, this isn't like a hedge of happiness hoping that Rory wins. This is like I'm here to see some pain and suffering.
No, yeah, he's part of it's T's and D's for you, man. What a thrill to see him come up short one more time. And listen, that I would feel that, and it would hurt, but I would feel something, and I would feel alive, Randy. And that's that's why I'm here, being in person, kind of living and dying with it. I want to give you something early in the round today. So Solly and I went out and we saw Rory tee off, and you could feel a buzz in the gallery. Like, oh man, it just felt like everybody was a little hungover, and not like actually hungover, just a little disappointed from his finish yesterday. And
a lot of people were at the block party. A lot of people were there.
We got to 2 green, and we were standing up in between 2 and 3, kind of up on the hill, maybe 100 yards up in 2 fairway, and he made that birdie putt. And I said to Solly, man, that was kind of like a hair of the dog beer, like, man, I just
kick that hangover. It was over.
It was a light applause. It wasn't like everyone was like, oh, well, why not? You know what? That does taste pretty good. I have a headache, but maybe it'll go away. And then he made a really, really sensible par on 3. And I felt like we were pretty calm and steady. And then I dropped him. You kept following him, but I saw him come through 5 and make a, routine par there, which was pretty good. So I'll let you pick it up.
I went and I'm proud of last night in that I was upset. I was frustrated. I was borderline devastated, but I was adamant that like he's playing really good golf. Like there was a route to shooting even. If there was a good route to shooting even par, it was actually that one. I'll take that over just sloppy, unsure where the ball is going, uncharacteristic stuff throughout the day. There was like 2 uncharacteristic moments, and I said he should leave the golf course on Thursday feeling great about how he's playing. And today, like some stuff kind of fell his way. It didn't fall his way coming in. It's mostly his own doing yesterday. It wasn't like the, bad breaks or anything like that. But today it fell his way. He turns around. He makes birdie on 10, was just hit an awesome shot in on 10, got the people going, had a tap in birdie there. Turns over, stuffs one in there on 11. I mean, there's a front pin, but it absolutely stuffed the pinata there. Had a good up and down on 12. And then the moment of the day on 13, hits it up into the pine straw. He had some quotes later saying that as the ball was in the air, he's saying, oh, God, you are an idiot for how far right this ball was going. If you look at Jamie Kennedy had a good snapshot of, if you look at his feet, he's aimed left. Like he pushed that ball off of that stance, but then he ekes the eagle putt in there. And all of a sudden he's 4 under through 4 on the back nine.
Can I give you, so I was in the press center at the time, and they got these big jumbo TVs, Randy. And, I'm pretty in on the rule, like, no cheer in the press center. I'm out of my seat. There is an audible gasp when that goes in, and just a flurry of energy of like, everyone's like, oh man, we got to get out there. And it just moves the needle, right? For the scribes, it seems to move the needle for the patrons out on the course. And it seems to move the needle for you. I mean, maybe in the wrong direction, but I like seeing you feel something, Mr. Big.
Well, listen, I think what do we like from golf? We like rooting for the people that we love, and we like seeing, drama and tension and what it means to be human. And so I think you're right. Rory is the needle. I think he elicits more emotion, more takes across the spectrum than probably anybody else in the game right now. And
yes.
for him to come back, bounce back, shout out Rhoback, subtle dog logo. Rory showing a little subtle dog out there today. It was impressive. I got to give him flowers. Now, where I will push back a little, I was getting so many notes about, I felt like Friday. We were going to have a trophy ceremony today on 18 green to award him. I don't know what we were going to award him, but we needed to give him some trophy for shooting a 66 today.
I'll
a lot
say
of
this.
Golf left, and we can go a lot of different directions.
Randy, I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I sometimes I feel I don't know, a little sheepish because it's like I'm with the sheeple. I'm like everybody's in on it, right? But I feel like I've been here on the ground floor. I feel it, like I authentically root for him. I can't help it. And I was talking to KVV about it out there. We watched him hit into 15, and I was thinking about 15 yesterday. And I think what it is for Rory with me is he does all the hard stuff really well. He hits these shots I will never even dream of hitting. And then he has these typos. These just like, man, just proofread your work. Like, don't chip it into the pond on 15 from back there. Just don't fucking do that. And I find that very relatable. And because I've had so many rounds, you've witnessed all these rounds where I've done similar stuff. And if he slays the dragon, maybe that gives me a glimmer of hope that there's a mega B out there for me. This is the mega bonus. Maybe I could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, goes back to this is a comeback story, man. I mean, just a couple majors ago, it was one of the most devastating losses we've ever seen. really since in our time covering the sport. I mean, that was it's harder to get much lower than that one, and it was like, dude, I don't know if it's ever going to happen for this guy again. And I just had a feeling he was going to dust himself off and play some really freaking good golf.
Not only dust himself off, but like, almost like go into hibernation, hang out like in plain sight in New York City, hitting in the simulator, just, deleting everybody in his phone, getting angsty. I mean, it's kind of a journey, Randy. It's kind of what we're looking for. I mean, I remember you saying it about a month ago. You had some chippy quotes for the media, and you're like, we took that kid's phone at the players, and you're like, good. Like, this is, like, I'm glad he said that stuff. That's like, we want these athletes to speak their minds. You got to take the stuff you like with the stuff you don't like. And I kind of took that to heart. I agree with all of that.
So some numbers behind the madness so far. He is second in the field so far for the entire tournament behind Matt McCarty in strokes gained approach. I said this was going to come down to iron play. He really did almost all of that in a 5-hole stretch between 10 and 15 today. He played that stretch.
What was the shot into 11?
He hit he hit a great shot. I don't know the exact yardage he had into 11.
But I'm asking like the strokes gained, like a shot. I mean,
0.78 into that one. He had it was a very, very, very good approach out to that front pin, 520-yard par 4. He was there were not very many birdies on that hole today. That was huge. Obviously, I mean, kind of the shots he got away with were the shots into 13 and 15, where it could have gone, a yard or two either direction, which is kind of what it ends up coming down to a lot at Augusta. Could have gone the other way, but ends up getting the putt and gets the putt to lip in on 13. The shot into 15, I mean, obviously he's reacting to how firm that green was yesterday, but that barely covered and barely stayed on the front of that green and had a great 2-putt to save that one. He actually ended up like a 2-putt. Not very often do you gain.
It was 100. It had to be close to 100 feet. We're standing there watching that one, and fantastic 2-putt. I said to KVV, I was like, he's definitely going to 2-putt this one because it's so hard. So he's going to, KVV's like, he's going to stay focused on this one. It's not, but then 16, kind of bad miss there, short-sighted. I thought it was in that front bunker, but I think he kind of caught a break, and he had it was a touchy little chip shot, but then he made that downhill sliding 5-footer, and that to me was big. So we had a project. We were going out to Amen Corner to make some content, Randy. And right as we were walking out of the press center, he made that eagle on 13. KV, like, maybe we'll stop by 15. It's on the way. It's on the way. Why not? And then it's like, well, we gotta go see 15. I felt like I was at the roulette table. Wait, one more spin. Yeah, what could go wrong? And I thought we were gonna, get cleaned out there on 16 with a follow-up bogey, but that didn't happen. And then we dropped him off on 17 and we went on our way. So I was hoping to come back to some good news, and we did.
This was only the second time in Rory's Masters career where he has shot the outright lowest score of the day. Off the top of your head, could you guess when the other time that was?
Probably when he collapsed.
No, this was the final round, actually, in 2022 when he had the hole out and to rise all the way up to runner-up. Jack Nicklaus did this 11 times in his Masters career, shot the outright low number of the day. Ben Hogan is second with 6 times.
I mean, those guys were playing against roofers as plumbers.
Pro Trash Holdings research department.
No, that was
working overtime, Randy.
That was flashed up in the press center. I completely stole that from that.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, the strokes gain, he had a great day, bogey free. But I do think it's interesting, got a pretty good break on 12. That ball could have been a lot hairier back there behind the green. 13 was on a razor's edge from potentially bouncing right into the drink. Neil, like you said, 16, pretty good up and down. Like he got some breaks, and he took advantage of getting some breaks.
He made those putts.
And I think that's, I mean, that was it for Rory today. He put together about as good a round as he could today after like putting together about as poor of a score yesterday as he could have, given how he hit the ball.
I know he's not winning, but I feel like he has played the best golf of anyone. Maybe Bryson second. Maybe him or Bryson. I haven't seen enough of Bryson, honestly. I mean, I've caught up on the highlights. I know a lot of people were frustrated with not being able to watch him. I saw Bryson
come into 5, and he just made a really, really nice birdie at 5, sitting in the grandstand. It's like, God, look out. Here he comes. He feels like a clash of titans, Randy. Great leaderboard outside of Rory. I mean, Aquaman's right there. We got Team Rose. There's some historical connotations there. Aquaman is Scotty Scheffler.
I was going to say, who's Aquaman? What and why?
Because he's water. He's just, he's just going to wear you down. Erosion, baby. Just give it time, Randy. It always wins.
Scheffler, God, that was about the most difficult 71 from Scotty today, especially that back nine. But you're right, and I think that, Neil, like compounding, right, the emotion and just the excitement that comes with Rory on the board is seeing who he's surrounded by, right?
Yes.
Of course, like my eyes
So
go to
good.
Bryson. You immediately think U.S. Open last year, but you got, like Corey Connors and Justin Rose, like, could they win? Yeah, maybe. Like, they're good enough. I don't think either will, but you have Shane Lowry. Of course, you have Scheffler. You got Tyrrell Hatton, his countryman. And then you got some guys that, like, hey, if they could go out and shoot a 65, 66 tomorrow, could vault themselves up there.
This leaderboard rules.
It's
rules.
Really good.
I feel like it's the anchorman, like, newscaster fight. You got the Canadians are like Channel 4. Corey Connors is here. You guys have been third every year. We got somebody for everybody. You got Hatton. The Live boys are going nuts for him and Bryson. It's great.
Yeah, I know.
Bryson seems like, I mean this as a compliment to him. He's playing like very boring golf. Like, it's not been much of a thrill ride for him through 2 days. I've watched a lot of the replays back. It looks like he's just playing very smart golf, hitting it into good spots, taking advantage of his distance when he can. I know he had an up and down round one where he bogeyed 5, bogeyed 7, bogeyed 12, bogeyed 17, and had 7 birdies to offset those 4 bogeys. But today was
7 birdies.
4 birdies on the front 9. The guys that went off earlier today had it much nicer than the guys. I don't know what the wave split scoring actually looks like.
I got that for you.
You do? What's that look like?
Yeah, the afternoon wave was about 3/4 of a shot higher.
Interesting.
You could feel the wind flip. I'd say about 4 o'clock. We were down on 13 and just started. The clouds got a little moody, Randy, and it started to roll in. Actually, made a phone call to Atlanta, and my sources are telling me that it was raining, and it was like it's moving your way. It was kind of like, I
got raindrops on me out there. Did you get any?
Yeah, a couple little sprinkles. So.
I thought it was just baluster kind of passing by, but it ended up actually just being some raindrops.
I totally missed that yesterday. I missed the Rays Creek situation. That's fantastic.
I just going back to the leaderboard though. It's like you keep going down and it just keeps getting better.
It's awesome,
which is crazy.
There's so much golf left too. Like I'm looking at Morikawa is in this thing at T12, Matsuyama T12, Ludwig's at T12.
Hovland says his swing feels like a 6 on the scale of 1 to 10.
He's T9 right there. Like there is
Jason Day is playing really good golf. He made his first bogey on the 36th hole, his 18th hole today.
Lee Westwood
is right there at T17. Who told us that? I don't know.
Randy, we were thinking we had a bit for TC. We're gonna start calling Tommy just Lee Westwood. Just
that's pretty good.
Just for now. Oh, Lee Westwood played well, 3 under, great.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, it's
okay.
Just want to do how far back is too far back right now?
Well, first, no. Can we?
Okay,
I want to. Sorry, I want to go to Rose. Because I asked Solly this actually this morning, and then I asked KVV and I asked a few other guys in the press center, and I felt like everybody stopped to think. So, Randy, I want to ask you, 10 years from now, who do you think has the better career?
10 years from now is a different question.
Okay, or now,
right
now, Adam Scott or Justin Rose?
I would say Justin Rose just because he has more, I would say, better opportunity.
So you feel like right now Justin Rose had a better career, which I think is fair.
It's so close. It's
I kind of think of them hand in hand. I don't know the particulars though.
Well, the more we got into it, and it was an interesting place to have this conversation. First thing Solly says to me was, "I don't have my data in front of me." I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's the point. Like, I kind of want you to just think about it." And it was like, okay, they both have one major. And then you start to think, well, you're out there on the course and it's like, well, Rose, I think he won the Memorial, right? Yeah. Okay, sure. So it's like, if I think he won it, then he won it. Adam Scott's got a Players and he's got Riv and he's got the Masters. Rose has the US Open, Memorial, AT&T, Colonial. But Rose also has the Ryder Cup stuff and a gold medal. And Adam Scott has a FedEx Cup.
Forgot about the gold medal.
Adam Scott is a players,
but
Justin Rose has a FedEx Cup.
Justin Rose has a FedEx Cup. So Rose has more volume, but it feels like Adam Scott has a little bit more prestige is kind of where we landed. But they were both number one in the world, I think, for a little bit. So then we started getting into this. It went on for like 10 minutes with like everybody. Good. And it was like, oh my God. So then Solly, of course, he got some data for it. So
we pulled up the career data golf points list, which is something they've come up with. Basically, it's like your wins above replacement. And Rose is 11th all time and Scott is 14th, and they're separated by 13 points. Rose has 865 and Adam Scott has 854. Like it's sick. Like they're remarkably close in their careers. They both have 8 European Tour wins. Scott has 14 PGA Tour wins. Rose has 10. They each have the one major. I kind of think like maybe just there's more that comes with winning the Masters. Like you get to wear the green jacket and you get to come every year. That I would rather win the Masters than the U.S. Open. I get that it's two different questions being asked there, but
I say all that to kind of set up like this is a massive opportunity. Like Justin Rose, like that kind of
Rose's
vaults him into
he should be a two major
category. Yeah, you know, it really you start because it made me go look at his career and I was like, damn, he's really the longevity's there, and he's just got a bunch of sneaky big wins plus a major. It's such a good opportunity, and he's been close here. So I know we skipped right over Justin Rose, which is almost a little bit of a bit, but I'm excited that he's on the leaderboard. Like I want to see him stick around.
Not just longevity, but when he's out of it and hasn't been qualified. Like last year, he wasn't qualified for the Open Championship. Went out, grounded his absolute D off to get in that field.
And got his game back at age 44. Like in my head, I was kind of like Rose has kind of lost his game. I didn't give him credit enough for how much his game has bounced back in 2025. Because it regressed severely last year, and now he's kind of back to whatever he's been at this late stage in his career. And he's almost 45. Like
plus some emotional highlights with the Ryder Cups over the years.
I think Cody, that's where you get into you get into dangerous territory because you can't we're not going to judge Ryder Cups versus Presidents Cups.
No, I know, and that's we were actually talking about that. That's kind of an unfair advantage. But then Adam Scott's like the most interesting man in the world and surfer, Tanimal stuff, all that. Cody, who you got? Whose career you want?
I would probably say Justin Rose. I think that Adam Scott probably no shot, you can't really hold it against him, but had very lofty expectations thrust upon him. An amazing golf swing
that's where
that everybody modeled, and people thought that he was going to be like the next Tiger or be able to battle Tiger more, and that really never really worked out. If you ended their careers right now, I don't know. I feel like the Masters is a lot, but I almost would like he's a stud amateur player.
Like he was kind of like an amateur phenom.
Well, he finished tied for 4th at the '98 Open Championship at Birkdale with as a 17-year-old, but then missed his first 20 cuts as a pro, and then bounced. I mean, both got to number 1 in the world. It's very close. It's extremely close. And
I almost bring it up. I'm we can go somewhere. We can go anywhere on the agenda next. But that to me summed up it was just such a pleasant conversation to have. Without a phone. It went on for 2 holes. It just is something if you're asking me what was your day like, it was great conversations like that. And then you get back and you ask somebody and it's I don't know. It's just fun, man. That was one of the highlights of the day. Just
Neil, there is somebody
watching them both play.
Well, there's somebody that go ahead.
I was going to say he's a subtle dog. Honestly, with Rose, that's how I think of it. And I feel like we're veering off track from talking about Rory, and because I really want to get back to Rory here in a second. I'm only half kidding here, but I do want to say, you guys already know Roback. They've got our favorite polos, hoodies, shorts, pants, you name it. They got best fit. They got best feel. It's simple as that. We're in the heart of spring. They're dialing up some of their incredible polo designs. Been spying some of their florals on their site. Have one on Sunday.
I've been spying a lot of dogs.
There's a lot of dogs out there.
A lot of dogs. They're stray dogs everywhere, Randy.
And if you're not a floral guy, the Fairway Fusion polo is fantastic. If you like your classics, they got some fun stripe combos there. The Delta Looper shorts, I've been wearing those every single day that shorts have been.
Wear those today.
They're back in stock. They're great for spring. They're perfect to play golf. They're perfect to watch golf. They're perfect to wear around town. Load up on some Roback now that it's spring. Get code NLU at Rhoback.com for a generous 20% off your first order through the end of this week. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. 20% off polos, shorts, and more with code NLU. Guys, we got somebody dialing in on the line that was very close to the action today. I couldn't find somebody much closer to the action today. veteran of the show for, I think, a decade now, as we're closing in here on the 2025
There he
Masters.
is.
Mr. Shane Bacon, how are you,
That
Shane?
means we're old, by the way. That means we're
Yes.
just old people. I need to give a quick shout out before I get going. Was listening to the show last night, and Big Randy used one of your stats today on the program.
Wow.
Actually
Come on.
typed it out. We built a graphic and rolled it out, and so Big Randy, add researcher to the resume.
What was the
Hell
stat?
yeah. I made all
was the
those
one you
stats
had
up, Shane. I didn't say that part.
It was the one about 65s and lower over the last 10 years and
Oh,
going on
yeah.
to win. I thought it was
Yeah.
a great stat. I, of course, forgot who it was, so I had to kind of do my own research on it. But you were a big part of the program today.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
the
Yeah,
listeners'
those
sake.
stats look a little funny tonight, but I'm trusting that, by Sunday evening, it'll be one of those guys that was around yesterday.
What for the listeners' sake? Obviously, I remember who was in the feature groups today, but for the listeners' sake here, can you remind us who was in those windows, or do you want to just talk about Rory for the next hour?
No. Well, I want to say first and foremost, I'm going to make a pretty hot proclamation. Been doing TV. I think I've been doing golf TV since 2015. Some level of featured groups or whatever the case might have been. This was the most fun I've ever had calling golf in my career today. There was a 2-hour run where all of our groups were on the golf course. Rory was doing his thing. Max was doing his thing.
Yeah.
Scheffler just got going. JT was holing out. The block party, we can't party in our booth. I'm going to be honest with you, but Colt, Billy, and I we were vibing, and we were trying to have as much fun as we could. High fives, looks to each other. That was, I think it was 2011. Sully, you'll remember this, but I think it was 2011 Sunday, and there was just a lot of stuff happening. And it was like
Tiger,
all those guys, and this felt a little like that to me.
For a Friday, that's a heck of an endorsement.
Shane,
Imagine
you're getting
missing
me all
out on
jacked
this.
up again.
Randy?
I feel like I almost passed out there. I was so jacked up. My blood sugar's low. Unbelievable stuff.
Oh man, it was so fun.
So the content center was good energy. Love.
Yeah,
hearing that.
the featured group booth. Now I haven't talked. Grant Boone will be here in a minute. I'll ask him how it was on his side, how his room was doing. They turn the lights off in their room. We leave ours on. So they might have been vibing as well. But no, it was. Like I said, we were having a great time. I mean, and honestly, like Rory's run was incredible. I mean, I listened to you guys last night. It was somber. You guys didn't sound great about it, and I still had a little faith. I was hoping he was kind of coming into today like what he talked about after with SVP, where he said 2 bad holes, 16 good holes. I'm playing great, as good as anybody in the world right now. I was kind of hoping that would be the take, but I think I had as much fun, if not more fun, watching Homa.
Yeah.
I mean, the Max year, I mean, we know what he's done the last year. We don't have to go back over it. But, the par saves, and he was missing it big, and he was finding par after par. And, I mean, he misses that putt on one, and you're like, here we go. We're going to have to watch every shot of Homa today. He's going to struggle his way home as Rose goes out and shoots whatever, another, 4 or 5 under. And that was gutsy golf. And I mean, I know we know Max, we know who he is, but that was like who the dude is to a nutshell. And like when he retires, I hope he puts this round of golf in his top five favorite rounds of all time.
So can you give me I did not see much of Max today. I saw him come through, briefly on a stop by the block party for a minute. He came through. Any specific point in the round, like one of those par saves, like which hole? Was it early? Was it late?
You got to watch his par on 16. I mean,
Okay.
He hit it like 20 yards right of the bunker to that whole location and makes par. I mean, like insane. And then he gets to 18T, and again, I mean, it's Colt and I in the booth. We're both. I mean, we're not rooting for him on the broadcast, but internally, we're like, we want to see him make the weekend for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, I do this. I have these sheets I fill out. And it's like these, my mom made them for me, by the way, no big deal. I'm a blogger, OG by heart. And it has a little box in there, last 4 starts. And this morning I'm filling them out for Max. It's like MC.
Yeah.
MC. And I'm like, God, I mean, this is like, you know it happened, but you don't know it till you write it down. And he gets on 18T, and you're like, all right, man, like nothing nasty here.
Don't
and I
do it.
think I said
one of
call,
you guys. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Big Randy.
No, you were like, one more swing here, Max. One more. And then immediately it went like dead left. And
Just
you're like,
left,
ooh.
where you can't hit it. And I think I said, oh boy.
Into the concession stand over there.
Oh, and he hits it over there, and then he gets it out, he punches it out. And then, same thing. Colt and I are like, just make 5. He's trying to make 5. Colt's like, can't make 6 here. And then he hits it on that top shelf. He hits an unreal shot. Lands probably 3 or 4 feet just past the hole, stays on the top, and he makes it, buries it for par. And listen, there's a lot of players in the field that are shooting 77 where he hit it today. And the fact that he shoots what? He shoot 2 under?
Yeah.
Only bogey was the first hole. Yeah.
It was professional golf, and it was heart on display in every possible way a golfer can throw it out there. So I wanted to give Max a little love off the top. I'm happy to talk about Rory because, like, what a stripe show. It reminded me of Hideki on Saturday when he won in 21, kind of the iron shots. But Max, let's go.
What about Rose? I mean, we've tiny bit of a bit that we've been somewhat dismissive of him to this point. Hung tough today, shot 1 under par. Obviously, he's taken the lead into the weekend. The odds makers would say he's not the favorite to win this thing. But what can you tell us about what you saw out of almost 45-year-old Justin Rose today?
All right, I'm going to give you a comp. I think you'll like it. The way he played today reminded me of T-Dub at Hoylake. Like, the game plan was, I think he hit 7 or 8 3-woods off tees on par 4s and par 5s. Hit 3-wood off the tee on 8, keeping it short of the bunker. You could tell he had a game plan and he stuck to it. The putter remained relatively hot. He hit some kind of, I'd call them kind of chunky iron shots on the second 9. Like not solid. He didn't play great. But, if this is the throwaway round, I think he's got a chance. I really do think he's got a chance. He made some big putts as well. But I did like the game plan because he never deviated. It was 3-wood here. You could see it was never a question. The convo, like Fooch and him have these convos, man, and it's like matter of fact and like that's it. We're done talking kind of stuff that you're hearing on the microphones. It's great to listen to, and it's great audio. And so I kind of like
Rose, man. The team game plan.
Yeah,
there's no I in Rose.
I liked what they did, honestly, around the golf course. Now, I mean, will he stick to the game plan when he's playing with the dude that hits it 50 past him? Like, that's what I'm wondering about tomorrow.
There's I'm not trying to be dismissive of Rose, but there's just some horses behind him. Like, there's some guys coming, and it would be an extremely unlikely wire to wire win. And if he finished top 5, that would be an awesome. The
leaderboard looks
finish.
like a Marvel movie right now.
It's so wild.
It's like just
so wild. What is that? What was it? Batman and Robin? Is that the one that had everybody in it?
I don't know what the new ones are. I don't follow the Marvel.
No, the
universe.
old one, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Chris O'Donnell and Tommy Lee Jones.
Iceman. I think it's time for a
veto.
Like the poster had they had to put tiny font to get everybody in there.
Yeah.
God. Do you know what you're going to be calling tomorrow?
I don't know yet. I haven't. I don't think it's come through. It's
Pairings.
come through, but I do like the. I gotta say, I do like the. I think the first tee time's like 950. So. All right. I'm not hating that.
That's going to be Tom Kim and the marker Michael McDermott.
God.
He got in. He got in.
My guy.
Yeah, he got in.
I'm got to play with that. Tom Kim.
Hey,
I went to the Dave Matthews concert with him the other night. It was great. we had a blast.
Are you guys pretty high on Mr. McIlroy?
Hold on.
We've started a JV, a joint venture on the block party where we've united.
Shane,
we've decided we're better together.
Shane, good segue. You mentioned the term will this be his throwaway round, or you said something to the effect of the throwaway round, right? It's usually you're going to have one of 4 rounds at the Masters where it's like, you just got to navigate. My question, I was thinking about this. Would you classify Rory's round 1 as that, given that he hit the ball really well and just had a couple horrendous chips, or is he going to have to fight it at some point this weekend, do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it was a throwaway round, just considering the way he drove the golf ball. I mean, he hit the driver so much better yesterday than he did today. You kind of look at the stats. I mean, and Sully, I know you're the stats guy, but It didn't seem like the stats were that different in terms of the way he played yesterday versus today. I mean, he drove it better yesterday. He didn't hit a lot of fairways today. So, yeah, I mean, maybe his throwaway round is coming. But if you can't get up for, tomorrow and Sunday after what he did today, if you're Rory, I mean, 2 doubles, I mean, he walked off the golf course. And honestly, like the first 9 today, I don't want to say he was moping around, but I didn't see a lot of energy out of the guy.
Yeah.
He makes that birdie on 2, kind of lips it in.
Everybody was a little hen doggy,
Yeah, like a lot of pars. Like the party was
real?
Probably like the music wasn't there. DJ was late. Like you were kind of waiting for people.
No,
to
it was
show
like
up with
the
booze.
second day of the bachelor party. You're old. I don't know if I can do this
But
anymore. But then you just give me one, and then it's over. And then we're back, Randy. We're back.
Everybody knows the time on the invitation is not necessarily representative
Gotta
of when
show
the
up
block
late.
party starts.
Of
That's
course,
not when it
of
starts.
course.
So
If you
he
show
brought
up
the
on
energy.
time, I mean,
It's come through whenever. It's open door.
I promise we will move off Rory, but here's what I think. I honestly and truly believe this. It feels like to me that if there's going to be a time in his career where he takes something and like learns from what he has done wrong in the past and puts it into action, it's going to be a week like this one. Like it really was so rock bottom of Pinehurst for like how that collapsed, where it was like, I honestly thought if he either may not get in contention, like for one in the near future, or if he does what do you have? You're not going to get hurt worse than that. I hope I don't regret saying that. Like it'd be really hard to get.
Oh God, that's
What's
sick.
that, please?
It'd be really hard to get hurt worse than that. But sure enough, it's Bryson up there with him too.
No,
like this is going to be incredible.
One thing I'd add to that is I'm really happy he threw up. He puke and rallied on Thursday. To do that deal on 15 and 17 Thursday. When do you want to make double? As early as possible.
First hole,
right? So I feel like maybe we got it out of the way. That's I know how wishful that thinking is, but I'm fired up for whatever comes. Whatever comes, Randy, we're gonna feel things. That's what I care about. I want to feel things.
I know you got to run to some stuff, Shane. Any parting thoughts before we let you go?
Let me say this about Rory: is he's had a lot of different iterations of how he comes to this golf tournament. I think it's easy to say it's his favorite golf tournament in the world because he's trying so hard to win it, right? I don't think he's done this yet, where he had the bad round and then had that immediate bounce back. Like he had it in 18 or whatever it was, or whenever he shot, what was it, 22 and he shot 64, whatever year that was, or 22. But
it was 22, yeah.
Yeah, he had that, but that was the final round, and he wasn't going to win even with that incredible bunker shot he holed at 18. This is a different approach, and maybe this is the approach that wins. Maybe it's the kick in the gut, the bounce back, the next day, the playing the way he played on the second 9, absolute stripe show. I mean, the iron shot on 10 and 11, some of the best swings anybody made all day. And then he gets away with 2. He gets 2 breaks. The one on 13, hugging that side. I think he said after he thought he might have hit it, he might have hit it too far right. And then he gets that great break. Scotty hit it up, in the azaleas on 12, but Rory did as well. And it comes back down.
It's like a skee ball shoot when that ball comes out.
It's like this is kind of a different way of approaching the weekend for the guy. And I'm just hoping that, he's as excited as we are, I guess you could say, about where he's at, because that was big boy golf.
Can I ask one question before you go? Back to your original opening. What was the moment today when you guys were when were the looks the best? Maybe a quiet yes. Yes, it's a Colt.
Well, I'll say the second at 11. He hits the one on 10 to a foot, and I think Billy and I had been talking a little bit about like we need a moment, right? We need something to happen. He hits it to a foot on 10. Obviously taps that in. And then the second, that pebble sawed off kind of half wedge 9-iron, I think he hit into 11. And he started doing the Rory bounce. And the bounce hadn't been there on the first 9. And the bounce started, and you're like, here we go. And when he made that, you're like, okay. And I remember there was a moment, I think he was on 10T. And he had turned, he was 1 under. And I think at the time, Rose might have been 9 under. And I think somebody had said something about, this is Rory's under par, he's making the turn. And somebody had mentioned he's 8 back, he's kind of lost a shot. And then I think Rose dropped the shot and he makes those 2 birdies. And all of a sudden you're like, he's kind of like
the par 5's coming up.
Gotten right there. And then obviously 13. But I mean, it was an incredible day of golf. I mean, this golf tournament, I mean, you guys know, and you guys were out there. And I mean, I know I can't wait to listen to the first part of this to hear what you guys had to say about being out there. But, this golf tournament is special to all of us in so many ways. And we've had awesome Thursdays and awesome Fridays. But this is it, man. I mean, this is why we became golf fans when we were 10 and 14. And I was watching that little TV in my aunt's lake house when Phil made the putt in 04. And, I was sitting
Randy's
on the
with
couch
the alligator
watching it. Oh, I mean, just like it's the best golf tournament in the world. It's the most fun golf tournament to watch. They do it right every time. And it was just a joy to just get to watch that incredible level of golf by that many players for that extended amount of time. I mean, some of the best 2 hours, in the history of this golf tournament happened on this Friday. And it was really special stuff.
God, I'm here for that hyperbole. That's fantastic stuff, Shane. So it's a thrill to listen to you on the call as well. I'll be doing that the rest of this weekend, and congrats on all that.
Groups have been great.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Great to talk to you, boys. Been a minute. Good to see you guys as well today. And Big Randy, thanks for the stats.
No problem. More whenever you need them.
Thank you.
See you, Shane.
See you guys.
We got all the pairings for round 3. If you guys will allow me for a little bit, the final group out: Justin Rose and Bryson DeChambeau at 240, Rory and Corey Connors at 230, Matt McCarty, who we'll talk about here shortly, and Shane Lowry sneaky up on the leaderboard, 220. Scotty and Tyrrell Hatton, that has a chance to be an all-time bitchy group, out at 210. Rasmus Højgaard and Victor Hovland, another Scandinavian pairing, out at 2. Jay Day and Sung Jae, 150. Ludwig Hideki, that is going to be a ball strike. I bet that ends up being a feature group. P. Reed and Colin Morikawa, love that one. Xander and Lee Westwood paired together. It's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be an absolutely epic day, and I can't wait to unpack it. So
hey, Sully, I know you're trying to move away from the block party talk. A lot of Rory. Obviously, TC gave him a hard time for skipping media yesterday, rightfully so. But he did have a couple good quotes today. When talking about his first round yesterday, he said, "I'm not gonna let 2 bad holes ruin the 16 good ones that I played. I'm being patient. I am resilient. There's no one that's been a more resilient golfer than I have the last 10 years, and that's not going to change now." He stressed patience today after his round 2 score, saying that he's sticking to a game plan. He had a kind of a shaky driver today, wants to get that back under control, but overall very impressed with how round 2 went.
I thought there was a quote in there too about, and I'm not
Has he been
excusing
the
this.
most resilient over the last 10 the
you get kicked in the nuts enough times. Eventually, you're going to bow out, man.
I mean, you start to look at the stats over the longevity. It's pretty good, Randy.
I always go back to 2011 with
And he still wins.
the embarrassment of the Masters. To go out and win the U.S. Open by like 35 shots the very next time out at the age of 21 is something we don't talk about enough. I know Congressional was soft that week and it was barely a U.S. Open, but that immediate bounce back was is something I don't forget about. So,
Where you want to go next, Sully?
who have we not talked about on the leaderboard here?
You want to talk Bryson? You want to talk Hatton? I know you don't want to talk Hatton.
I'm just
Scott?
good. I'm just good.
Yeah, we can talk a little Aquaman.
We probably need to talk Bryson.
I mean,
We talked a little bit about Bryson. I mean, he just seemed like you said earlier, he looks really solid, really steady.
He's doing this in reverse form from last year. I mean, he had a nice opening round yesterday, but obviously he had the 65 to open last year and just kind of hung around from there. Didn't do much from there, but shot 400 today in pretty assertive fashion. It's just kind of doing everything well. He's actually he gained a shitload of shots around the green today. He must have had a chip in of some kind because he gained over 3 shots or just around the green today. His ball striking's not been that great yet, but he's getting it up and down. He's putting it well to this point. I hope it's him and Rory. I mean, that would be the most fun to just do that whole thing all over again.
For sure. Scotty, you know what, Randy? Similar to what Shane just said. So we had all this drama, high level play during the kind of the prime time. And then I thought the last hour, when I got back here to our rental house, it was so good. Like the content we got on 18 from Scotty and from Jordan Spieth was unbelievable. Scotty was sitting like Indian style under a magnolia tree. And then he's getting kind of, he gets chippy sometimes. He got chippy with the rules official. Like, well, I'd love to make it small, just kind of like, hey man, maybe a please and a thank you would, it almost seemed like he caught himself because he was getting a little
out here
short.
trying to win the Masters, Neil, and you're wanting them to put a please and thank you
And
on
so it's
there.
like,
be a
You
dick.
think these guys talk to, other umpires and officials with pleases?
No,
and
that's
thank
fair.
you?
That's fair. But he's literally just sitting down, like what just taking a break in the trees. And then Spieth, God, the most relatable thing ever. He hits that tree, which nobody clips limbs on 18 like that guy. And this time on the right side, drops straight down, and the mic picks it up. God, Michael, that's a full shot. And he just goes like 3-4 seconds later, and it's like, God,
We gave it that's so
frustrated.
No, he said that's so fucking frustrating, is what he said.
and then he hits it, and he goes,
Grellers tells him to get over it.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best part.
then
Yeah, get over it.
he hits it short, like way short, and he goes, best thing about that shot is straight into the wind. That's all. That's like, it's almost like the telecast. Everyone's like, we're ready to go home. Like, we just got to get to the end of this tournament. And those two last holes were fantastic. Fantastic theater all the way around.
God, Jordan hit his iron so bad today. So bad. Third worst on the day, minus 3.5 strokes lost with his approach play.
Randy's in our Slack thread going, God, I need something from Scotty. We got to have something down the stretch from Jordan and Scotty. And that's what you get. Just tough day all around.
Mickelson, I was begging for one of those dudes. He really, like Spieth or Mickelson were, going into 13 respectively, the par fives, and neither of them did shit. Yeah, that was tough.
What do we make of Scotty to this point? He's only 4 shots back. He's 3 shots back. He's 5 under par. Rose is at 8 under par. Is he? Should the guys be scared that he's there without having played his best golf, or does he not look like the Scotty that would win a major championship?
No, I think I have a specific moment that sums it up. He makes a horrible not a horrible, but kind of an uncharacteristic 3-putt on 16. He missed his spot by 3 yards, and it rolls down the hill. So he 3-putts, and then he comes back and he flags one on 17. And that's it. He's just, another wave's coming. Just wait for it. Like,
then he turned around and bogeyed 18, though. Pulled it right into the trees.
I know, but it's just like, I just think he's going to snap right back. He's not going anywhere, man. Like, I really don't think he's going anywhere. And that's what I'm rooting for that. Like, I'm rooting for him. I mean, think about a Bryson, Scotty, Rory Sunday, like just all bunched up at the top. Come on, man.
It's like a live leaderboard.
It's unbelievable.
Incredible.
I'm Scotty. I don't have a great feel on right now because Neil, I agree with everything you just said, but also it just seemed really difficult today for him coming in, and I'm not sure if that's like, hey, everybody's going to have a tough stretch, and he's going to come out tomorrow and be crisp, but
well, can I have
don't
a
know.
counterpoint?
It really seemed like he was fighting it.
This is truly from somebody out there, with no like connection. You're looking at the leaderboard, and basically through the front 9, you look up, and it's just a steady climb. When you see Scheffler's name, he gets to 8. It's like if he's birdieing everywhere he should birdie on that leaderboard through the front 9, and then the wind kicked up. Like he got a bad side of the draw, and I don't think it's
true.
Like you got to take that into account, I think. And it got really windy out there the last 2 hours, and he took the worst of it. So that's something that I think he comes back tomorrow, and he's in the 60s, and he's right there on Sunday.
This round could have been like 3 shots worse for him today too. Like he had a lot of luck on 12 and then chipped in for birdie there. He hits it in the water on 13 and gets up and down for par. Like like you said, flag that one on 17 to throw a birdie in there. This could have easily been
behind
like a 74, 75.
He airmails the green after he punches out, and then he just kind of, again, he just gets himself out of trouble. It's like, you know what? I'll just chip it to 3 feet and tap it in, and we'll take our bogey, and we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll shoot 69.
You gotta like him though, just with his experience here. I think right, winning 2 of the last 3. Like he doesn't strike me that it's going to go away.
I don't think he's going to go away. It doesn't feel like he's sharp enough right now to go out and win it. Again, may go regret that statement, but like it just doesn't feel like the killer Scotty that has won 2 Masters.
And at the risk of beating a point to death, like clearly I'm rooting for Rory. Big surprise. But I want the prize fighters there, Randy.
They will be.
I want the dog ring full, baby. Let's go. Like let's get them all in there. Marvel movie shit is what I'm rooting for Scotty. I want him to play well tomorrow. I think
quite honestly, the next couple days we find out who's got dog in them.
That's what I want. This is like
the actual dogs.
I'm so fired up for this weekend.
So odds as of right now, Rory's the favorite at plus 330. Scott and Bryson are at plus 360. So it's interesting that Rory, a shot back, is still a favorite by just a little bit over Bryson. But Scotty,
it's all the dumb money.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true.
That's just dumb money right there.
Yeah, I wonder how that happens. I don't know. You guys spent the first 40 minutes of this show talking about Rory. I wonder why the money goes so big. Justin Rose is plus 800, Connors plus 1200, Shane Lowry plus 1600, Tyrrell plus 2000. Those are subject to change and courtesy of FanDuel Sports.
Randy, Shane Lowry. Listen, I still got a little bit of not mud egg on the Beluga's big board from Pebble. How are you feeling about Lowry?
Dude, Lowry's a guy. He's just not my favorite, so this is always a tough one for me. I don't think he's going to win, but it doesn't surprise me, I guess. Well, that's what I truly don't know. Let me answer your question with a question. That's the best
answer. It's awesome.
How do you think the course is going to play tomorrow? Is this going to be like there are going to be fireworks and 64, 65, like is this a true moving day Saturday, or is it going to have some teeth in it? And 70, 71's a good number, because that would influence who I like, I think.
Past years, Saturday's been set up tough, and more in recent years, with Sunday more traditional pins with some opportunity to go get it. Doesn't look like they're going to get much wind in the afternoons when the leaders tee off around 250, 6 miles an hour out of the northwest, gusts up to 14 miles an hour. It kind of hovers in that 6 to 5 to 7 to 6 range throughout the course of the evening, with gusts not getting above 14 miles an hour.
So you're saying it's going to be a perfect day?
It's going to be a nice day. So the greens are already firm. Like they're not going to get any rain tonight. It doesn't look like. So I would expect to see kind of still a tough golf course. The course is probably tougher than I've led on over the last couple of nights. I don't think I've properly shouted out and given respect to how firm a lot of these greens have been, and how tough the conditions got this afternoon. So I don't think it's going to be I don't know what they can do to make it really, really tough tomorrow, Big, but I would estimate that tomorrow plays harder than Sunday will, because just traditionally they give you the opportunity to go make some moves on Sunday.
Yeah, Green's firm and fast. What else is fast, Solly?
I mean, if you want to talk fast, there is something I've been doing in my backyard to get my golf swing a lot faster. That's, of course, the stack. This is just, we got John Stockton over here setting me up on the back screen.
Come on. Loop it.
And speaking of which, Matt McCarty is a proud stacker himself. Got himself in the top 5 of the leaderboard at the Masters. Is that any good? Does that sound like a good endorsement of this product? If you're not familiar with what the stack is, you can learn more about it at thestacksystem.com/NLU, and code NOLAYINGUP will get you 10% off your purchase of the stack materials. It is an incredible program. It is a very fast workout you can do in your backyard. You do it once every 3 days. It takes maybe 15 minutes to warm up and maximum 20 minutes to do the actual workout.
And can I say that the warm-up is honestly one of the best parts of it. I now am using that before I play golf.
I should do the warm-up every single day, just because it's good for your flexibility. And all you got to do is follow exactly what it says to do on the screen. You buy the kit, you swing the weights, you do the stretches, and you will swing the club so much faster. It will blow your mind how fast you will start swinging the club tangibly faster. Like, it is insane. Cody can attest to this. I know he doesn't probably have any data prepared for us, but the numbers I'm hearing that he's been pumping out have been insane. Thestacksystem.com/NLU, code NOLAYINGUP will get you 10% off your purchase. I'm obsessed with this product.
Just make sure you have the self-discipline not to swing as fast as you can once you get out on the course.
That's exactly right. You're trying to elevate your max speed so that you can cruise at your 90%. Exactly.
I've been working on that, Randy.
You're going to get a new superpower, and you're going to want to blow it.
Randy, I want to go fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No way. I know, Neil.
Should we go down the leaderboard any farther in honor of TC? I know he's not with us tonight, but
of course we should.
We mentioned Matt McCarty there, who had an excellent day. He started the day He doubled the first hole today, bogeyed the second hole.
Well, hold on. Speaking of leaderboards, how do you guys feel about the traditional on the Masters.com, traditional versus the over-under? They kind of default to the over-under. Throws me off. Randy, where do you stand? Are you a traditionalist or over-under guy?
I'm a traditionalist, but I do make sure that I'm set to like the Masters
Leaderboard style.
The leaderboard style, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a traditional. I just got to know. I got to know what the scores are. They're moving around too much. I can't. I can't keep the rest straight. But a massive round for Matt McCarty. But he started double bogey, getting a bogey on the second hole, and ended up playing the rest of the round in 7 under par. Made 8 birdies, birdied 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 15, 17. Bogeyed 18 actually to shoot 68. And he's sitting there at 5 under par. That'll be a fun round to go back and rewatch tonight. I'm going to put that one on my list for tonight.
I hope our guy doesn't put on the broadcast camo tomorrow. I just have a feeling Mr. McCarty might shoot a high number, but we'll see.
Dang, drive by.
Rasmus winning the battle of the Hogards.
And I'll tell you,
excuse me.
I'll tell you what about Rasmus. He bogeyed both par 5s on the back and still shot a 67 today. He's 4 under total.
The Hoygaards might be the Danish version of the unstable compound. Like you do not know what you're going to get out of either one, like from hole to hole or day to day or twin to twin. You just don't know what you're going to get.
I'm just going to read this. This is starting at T9 right below Rasmus. We got Hovland, Day, Im, Aberg, Matsuyama, Reed, Morikawa, Schauffele, Fleetwood, and then Westwood, excuse me, and then Davis Riley. Basically everything until Riley. No offense to Riley, that's a brand name. Pepsi, Randy, that's a brand name. Okay, it's like
sure,
it's like Blue Magic right there. That's just big boy names right down the list. You got like historically big names and just like dudes. The leaderboard's awesome.
Hatton sitting there. Hatton bogeyed 16 and 17. Missed an absolute tap in on 17 and blamed somebody other than himself in the process. Of course, I'm good on Hatton. You can take that away. Was not upset to see bogeys on 16 and 17, but he doesn't seem to want to be going away. Vic,
I was going to say shout out to Michael Kim too.
We're not down there yet. We're on
okay.
T9.
I didn't know you were going to go through like I just listed all those guys.
I know, but we got to talk about Hovland a little bit here. From reading the Slack from TC, I thought that Hovland was leading the tournament when I got off the course, but he finished bogey to shoot 69 to fall back into T9 and 4 shots back. Said his swing is about a 6 right now.
They asked him what it was at Valspar. He's like a 4.
Sounds like the Doak scale. Like he everyone kind of defaults to rating everything 7 or 8.
But I want to do a little bit of self-promotion here. I did a video with him last July, Travelers Week with Titleist, and I probably did like 6, 7, 8 videos that day. We did a live ball fitting with Hovland. And at first I was like, okay, this is on its face is like, this is not going to be very good content. By the end of it, he and 40, the ball fitter for Titleist, it was the most fascinating thing ever of them talking about launch and spin and how he thinks about it and how important it is with his long irons and going into firm greens. And it's just like, I would encourage people to go watch it because I think about this 30 minutes that I spent with him, like every time he does a press conference, he's just one of the, if not the most thoughtful guy on tour. And Randy, to your point earlier with Rory, like we want these guys to speak their mind. And I feel like Hovland does it. And I just want, that makes me root for him so hard because I want to hear more from him. I want to see him more. I want him to, get back on top.
And it feels like he's just exposed himself a little bit around the greens. The moment the shots that I've seen him hit in person so far around the greens, like him off short grass around the greens, I know he went through that period where it looked like he had everything fixed, but he just kind of regressed into still being below average. That's a part about this golf course that does not fit him well. When if you're going to swing it at a 6 level, like you're going to end up having to get up and down a fair amount, and that's kind of some areas that cost him a little bit, especially in the back half of the day. He lost strokes around the green today, which. It's also hard to get super hyped about him if he's going to tell us his swing isn't all the way there. And I know he won with it, but it's hard to feel like he's going to go run people down this weekend.
It's a bit of the art class kid. Mine sucks, and it's like they turn it around. It's like the Mona Lisa. You're like, no, mine. It's like, dude, you're a good artist. Like we see it. Come on, you're not hitting it that bad. Clearly.
Sung Jae doing stuff, but not really fully in contention to win it. That seems about right. Sitting about T12. Ludwig, disappointing 73 from Ludwig today. Bogeyed 6 and 7 and bogeyed 17 and 18. It seemed like He's played better golf than to be 3 under par at this point. A shot to go back and watch, and I haven't gone back and watched this one actually yet, but I was there on 10. He pulled a ball so far left on 10 that I was like, I'll go down the left, man. I like Ludwig. Like he's gonna need somebody to help look for this golf ball. Like he pulls it. There's a set of like, it looks like about 8 trees left of this tee. And he hits this ball in this gap that I'm pointing at here on the screen. Like it went so far left. I have no idea. And we get down there and it hit. Okay, that's what happened. It hit a tree and came all the way back out into the grass. I was like, he's not going to find that golf ball. I don't know why he's not hitting a provisional. But from then on out, he did not play a very good back nine. But still in the golf tournament, I would say. And then Hideki hit the shit out of the ball as usual and 68. Sucks at putting and still cannot putt. Today alone, gained almost 4.5 shots with strokes with approach play, gained 6.5 with tee to green. He almost lost 2 shots and shot 68 today. Like the guy still just continues to not be able to make putts. P right there at 3 under, Morikawa right there at 3 under.
Randy, any Morikawa thoughts?
Nah.
No?
Honestly, like not. No. He had it going. That bogey on 18 today was tough for him. But he's showing a little fight back. I mean, he's a guy that like he needs to go shoot 66 tomorrow if we want to take him seriously. I just wanted to Jason Day, I feel like is loitering.
I think
I'm a little nervous about
as
him.
well. And he looked really sharp today. I'm kind of a sucker at Mock Neck Monday this year.
He's killing it.
Mock Neck looked fantastic with the visor. So other than the bogey on 18,
are we coming around to his fits or are they getting better?
I think they're getting better. I think we're meeting in the middle, to be honest with you. And I think his haircut, just like the block party, we're meeting in the middle. And he had a blemish on 18, but otherwise, he was in the tough wave too. So I think even more credit to him.
Well, and that he had a putt on 18 to join Steady Eddie Snead as the only what would have been 2 people to go 36 holes at the Masters without making a bogey first 2 rounds.
That poor fucker.
It was,
every time I hear that name.
I feel like I've picked Jason Day to play well for years, literally since like we started NLU in 2014. It's like Jason, he should play well. He putts it great, hits it great, and so I'm excited that he's on the leaderboard. I know you say he's loitering, like you don't want him there, Randy, but I'd love to get him in the newscaster fight.
I think he's got bad intentions. The other guy, the past champ, Patrick Reed, I think has bad intentions. Like I know
Augusta's going to set up those right pins tomorrow. They're going to get rid of. They're going to
the live stuff. But dude, he's had a lot. I mean, he plays well here, and he's in a spot where he could he's not out of it.
God, 2-time Masters winner Patrick Reed is that's fun.
Any I want to, if we're going down the leaderboard, we'll go cover some miscuts here a little bit.
Well, hold on. I want to give Westwood a shout out.
Okay,
-3. I think he played really well. I saw Tommy come through 15, and he was playing angles. He played it down the right. It seemed like he just had a proper day of golf, and he was also kind of I guess he was a little earlier before it got super windy. He finished up. Michael Kim continues to play good golf this year. That's awesome. Anybody else? We talked about Max just to get a little deeper into the leaderboard. One just personally saw Thigala. He was he was right on 18, and he played it up 10 as Scotty's group was coming down 10, and he played it up into 10 fairway, and then he chipped down on 18. It was just kind of a fun, just a fun Thigala moment of like, man, if we could get my guy off the tee, if we just could play a little better, especially off the tee, we've got something.
Justin Thomas made the cut at even par. He's sitting there at T27. It's really small group at +1, and then a massive group at T2 includes Tom Kim, Spieth, Neiman, all making the cut on the number. But still just needs calling out. Totally unbecoming of John Rahm. I mean, he had 17 pars and a birdie today. His only birdie was holding out a bunker shot on the 7th hole today, but just him being a total non-factor in the first major of the year is disappointing. For Neiman, it's unfortunately very on brand, but for Rahm, it's like very, very disappointing to see.
Two Rahm things. Sometimes when you go to a golf tournament, you're not trying to follow somebody, but I kept like almost running into Rahm. Like, oh, Rahm's coming through again.
What are you doing here again?
Yeah,
get out of my way.
Basically, So he pipes his drive. I'm on 5. I'm in the grandstand. And Rahm hit the longest drive. I mean, he probably had gap wedge into 5. He hits it to like 40 feet. And just from, 130 yards away, Randy, I just see the arms. And you just, you can almost hear the, and then the shot that I want, if you want to talk about shots to go back and watch, go watch his tee shot on 15. And he's some good commentary there. It's incredible how bad I am with the driver. Absolutely incredible. Just beating himself, lashing himself. And so we picked him up on 15 in the fairway, and he was over 15 yards left in the 100 yards short of the green in the patrons. And I was like, man, I wrote it down in my notebook. I got to see, how did Rahm get here? And I went back to look. That's what I saw the drive, some good theater there. And it's one of the few shots they didn't pick up on the shot tracer or the Masters app. So I still don't really know how he got there. I don't know if he tried to go through the trees and he hit a tree and it went left, but you see guys trying to lay up on 15. It's such a wide place to lay up, and he's just way over there left. And he hit, to his credit, fantastic shot out of the crowd into probably 20 feet, made par on 15. But it just, to your point about Scotty earlier, Randy, just feels hard for Rahm. And based on his commentary, it doesn't seem like he's getting off the tee real well.
I have a commentary on 15 in general. So we have some added new factors to this. We have a very firm green. All right.
Sure.
That's quite new. And we have a newer tee within the last couple of years that has lengthened this hole significantly. And we also have had the effects they've put on this hole of squeezing in the fairway, bringing the trees in down the left. The fairway cants in that section down the left to block you out. I don't think you need all 3 of those things. I think they should take a look at similar to how they've done with 11 of trimming it down. They just have the 3 kind of somewhat silly trees there in the right center of 11 fairway, but they're a factor that you can play around. It's not like completely limiting, but it's definitely in your way if you're offline. They should look into doing that with 15. Whereas if you end up down that left side, you may or may not have a tree, and you may have to cut around the tree. You may have to draw it around a little bit, but you're tempted by it. Let somebody hang themselves over there instead of it making an easy decision to punch out. I get why that was there when the hole was only 530, but now that it's 550, I think you can eliminate that and add some excitement to that hole. That's
I remember we got in a big argument about this a couple years ago. I feel like I didn't like it when they lengthened it. I kind of wanted those guys to have a 5 iron, 6 iron, man, if you don't go here, what are we doing? And I don't know if you were on the other side. I don't know who was on the other side of the argument, but it was like, no, it's too easy if they have a mid iron in their hand. And I'm like, now it's so much easier for them to just, I don't know, take the easy route. Not that it's an easy wedge shot. I know downhill, but I think 15 top of the hill is my favorite shot on the course to watch. It's just truly redline the engine. Do you got it or not? Your point about the new green and how firm it is a good one.
Only 3 eagles so far through 2 rounds. Through the whole field playing it twice seems like not very many. I'm not saying make it a turkey shoot, but it just seems a little.
Maybe it's just a little out of balance. It's still just such a striking hill to crest, and you see the amphitheater and all the people. 16 in the background. Now that there aren't the trees behind it, it's so cool. It really is. I don't know, Randy. I was saying to Solly or KVV, I was like, man, I kind of want to be cynical about something, but being on site, I'm just kind of like, this is sick.
It's incredible.
It's I wish I had something else to say, but I've had a few moments where I'm like, God, that's such a sick view. What are we doing here? It's awesome.
You're getting soft.
I'm getting soft. Great. I know. I'm saying that to myself out there. I'm like, God, dude, I'm lame. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I can't help it though. But that shot specifically gets me every time.
As we're going down the leaderboard, I want to give any nominees for a subtle dog, because I've got one, and this isn't even that subtle.
Please go first.
My subtle dog of the day goes to Nick Dunlap. Goes out and shoots 90 in I'm sure quite embarrassing fashion yesterday. Ends up finishing today bogey to shoot 71. Had it to 4 under par through the 15th hole. Was in the tougher half of the wave as well. But I just want to shout out that performance today. Under par and around after shooting 90. Had to honestly feel pretty darn good for him. So
The finish was disappointing. TC and I were both very much rooting for no rounds in the 70s or 80s from Mr. Dunlap this week. That would have been heady territory.
Can I give you a dog? Russ Henley.
Yeah, that was my second nominee.
68. He shot 79 yesterday. He shot 68 today. But I have a specific anecdote for you. So there's a kind of a gnarly crosswalk on 5. You get trapped there on both. Like, they don't open it up too often. Just based, I don't know. So they don't want to, impact the players. But when they do open it, they bring the crowd in a quarter of the way on both sides, and then they let the players almost pass through this channel of patrons. And Henley and Koepka and I think Sungjae, I can't remember who the third guy in the group was, but it was Henley and Koepka. And this guy next to me hits him with "Go Dogs," and he just hit kind of an okay shot into the green. And he turned, he goes, "Hell yeah, you go Dogs!" Like, he's like, at the time, I think he's 7 over, and just kind of like kind of engaged with this guy. And it was kind of a funny moment. And the guy got all excited. And then Koepka walks up next. He goes, "Go Knowles!" And Koepka doesn't even break stride, doesn't look. Man. And I don't know. It was just kind of like, hey man, when the chips are down, like I thought that was a cool moment. And then he comes in and shoots 68. So
he bogeyed 18. He left the putt short to make the cut. He missed the cut by 1. But
18 was tough today.
Really tough. Toughest hole in the golf course. Averaged over 4.6 shots today. Neil, first time covering the Masters in person as a press member. How many observations and what are your main observations you have?
Yeah, I tried to. You almost get a little over. Oh, what should I say? It's just like
it's hard. It's overwhelming.
It's like fish songs, Randy. You kind of like them all. But I got 3 things for you. First up, media center gossip or press center gossip. I always get a kick out of, like, because I feel a little out of place in there, and but it's been really nice. It's fantastic. They almost treat you so well. How's the food?
How's the spread?
It's really good. It's kind of the same stuff you get on the course, but they have this really nice sit down restaurant. You can go get a full, really, really good breakfast. Got to take my hat off the first time I walked in. Got asked very nicely but sternly to take my hat off. That's my bad. So media center gossip. Media center's buzzing, but absolutely buzzing about Caroline Wozniacki being on site. And the rumor, it kind of mushrooms, right? And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, she was there on 15 yesterday when he chipped in the water, just like she was there on 10T when he hit it over by the cabins. Like, truly, none of that's true. I don't know if it's true. I don't but that's what
Porter said. He saw her.
Well, he said he saw her on site with her husband, David Lee. But then it's like somebody else says, like, no, I saw she was on 15. That's why Rory chipped it in the water. And so I just got a real kick out of that, just kind of being in that kind of stupid gossip where I was like, that's not true. But then that balloons into, man, like, what if my ex-girlfriend from high school what if I ran into her at Augusta? I'd be kind of like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm just doing this golf thing. It's no big deal. Like, I just got to go to the Fomex, interview some people. Yeah, whatever. So what, are you married now? How you doing? What's up? Yeah. And I just think about, like, if that's true, I could see, myself chipping it in the pond on 15, to be honest with you. So I got a kick out of that. Let's see. What else do I have here? I saw Bernhard Langer. I followed him for 9 holes on Thursday. And he was playing with Noah Kent. And 80 yards between their 2 golf balls, just seeing some of that in person. And Langer could play. Yeah, he could keep playing, man. I mean, he barely missed the cut, and he threw a freaking dart into 12, and it was just kind of like a really cool moment. And KVV and I are working on a long form narrative pod. I'll plug that. It's going to come out hopefully Tuesday, Wednesday next week, of kind of like our experience over the week, and I think that's going to feature in heavily. But I expected Amen Corner to be. I don't know. I didn't really go down there until Wednesday, and it was awesome. And I expected yesterday when I went for the first time for it to be kind of like a really good concert, and you're kind of fighting for position. And I'm going to go to the other parts of the property where it's not as crowded, and it's not. You can easily see the golf. You got all this. There's 11, 12, 13 T, and just a lot of good energy out there, and no mashed potatoes, no getting the holes. Nobody's trying to get attention. People are clapping when they should. All of it's true. And that's really, I just want to emphasize, like, it's just really refreshing to be like locked in on the golf. So that was another thing. And the other thing, I just had the my favorite foliage, Randy. I thought you would like that. So I was writing down like it's kind of a botanical gardens at Augusta National.
Yeah.
My three of them I have right now are bamboo behind 14. I think is really good. Just kind of, hey, that's cool. There's a palm tree right of four green that I think a lot of people know about, but you see it in person, you're like, God, that's just kind of cool. They have a palm tree there. And the Japanese maples on 12 and 13. I just think I'm a big Japanese. The franchise is a massive Japanese maple guy. So I really like that. KVV and I are on the hunt for the loblolly pine on property. I think the leader in the clubhouse may be the one now, the solo one behind 15. But I don't know. Maybe there's another one. I'm exploring the space on the pine. But those are the leaders, and I'll be on the lookout for more this weekend.
What's the crowd noise like down there in the Amen corner? What can you tell us about?
There's
that?
a low rumble. It's a little bit more. I would say people are less focused on the golf down there than they are, say, around 2 green or 8T, where we were there today. Like 3 green, people are really locked in on the golf. Amen corner feels a little bit more like people visiting, the Sagrada Familia. Like they're kind of just happy to be there. We saw the kid Ken Griffey's down there taking pictures of like credentialed photographer. It's like you're kind of as in awe of like, oh my God, that's so and so, that's so and so, and then the setting you kind of feel like you're in a painting.
I think we got
an incredible scene down in Amen Corner. A hodgepodge of birdies from young one Rory McIlroy stole a birdie on the 10th hole and the 11th hole. One patron standing near me said this is the second best thing she's ever seen. Number 1 on that list, seeing Shania Twain in concert. How about that elite company for one Rory McIlroy? Surely this charge to the clubhouse will only go swimmingly all the way through. Crack on.
It actually did go swimmingly from there. That's a surprise.
And I will give Scoops a shout out. I got to see Scoops work live, and tune in next Tuesday because I think that's gonna play really well. Watching him cook up a meal, Randy, something special.
I think we might have that for tonight's show as well. I think that was tied to some of the suspense of the day. Many people asking if you guys were gonna, you and KVV entering the Masters lottery. We can get to the answer to that question on the back half because I think Scoops had some on the ground reporting about that.
Multiple storylines brewing here at the Augusta National Golf Club. Rory McIlroy in his 11th attempt at the career Grand Slam has the crowd abuzz, as well as Mr. Kevin Van Valkenburg, the longtime journalist from Baltimore, hoping to win the Masters lottery today. A tradition here at the Augusta National Golf Club. Press members enter a lottery with the opportunity to play the golf course with Sunday pins on the Monday after the Masters. Kevin Van Valkenburg will be making his 8th attempt, I believe, at this. And we also have our young Icarito Schuster, his first-timer. It's been a long time since a first-timer has won the Masters, but it has not been a long time since a first-timer from the No Laying Up podcast has gotten lucky and won the lottery. We'll find out today sometime around midday on that one. We'll have to wait until Sunday on the Rory McIlroy storyline. Coming to you live from Augusta National Golf Club.
Spoiler alert, did not win the lottery.
Oh, I'm like, I did not remember hearing anything or seeing anything on the Slack channels today.
No, I kind of, honestly, I kind of forgot about it. And then we actually pulled up in front of our rental house and Kevin was like, brought my golf clubs all the way here for the 7th year and won't be using them. And I was like, oh, they announced the lottery. He's like, yeah, neither of us won. I was like, oh, shit.
I went down. You guys weren't in the media center, and they announced that it was up for bid, and I took off because like my heart was genuinely racing for the both of you. I was like really hoping somebody would. They're flashing the names up on the screen, and the second group comes up, and the screen freezes, like literally freezes. So they had to go and fix it. There's a whole group of people sitting around waiting to see who would win, and it finally came back and it went through the list, and you guys were not on it, unfortunately.
I did a good job not thinking too much about it, but Randy, a couple spots on the course where I let myself be like, God, this would be. I'd like to know what's over there. Maybe I could walk over there, and maybe I could pee in Ray's Creek. I don't know. I would never.
There was.
I'm sorry, man. That's disappointing.
That's okay. Hey, it's the lottery. Whatever. I had a good run on the roulette table in Vegas last week, so luck comes and goes.
While we're hot on the reporting trail, I think there was a few other just sightings of general people on the grounds there up by the first tee.
A great Southern tradition unfolds at Augusta National every April. That's the hang underneath the tree. Yours truly just shared an azalea underneath that tree with fellow Southerner Peyton Manning, famed quarterback of the University of Tennessee and the Indianapolis Colts, and of course the Denver Broncos. Met with a Texan there, a Houston alum, Mr. Jim Nance, came up to our conversation. And one more Texan, known more commonly as Big Tex, one Yasser Al-Ramayan, hanging out under the tree, the place he always wanted to be. He has not been granted his green jacket as of now, but I did see him speaking with a fellow green jacket, potentially about a membership, but I cannot confirm or deny that rumor. I will keep my eyes peeled for this story as it unfolds.
Sure enough, I come in off the golf course after watching Roy Van Amen corner, and Yasser's chilling under the tree, talking with Scott O'Neill and a green jacket.
How about that?
Got a good kick out of that one.
How was Peyton? You talking any ball with Peyton?
Just no. You know what I just said? You know, we've
Yeah, he said the Knowers quarterback ranking stinks.
Fuck, guys.
I told him, you know, we've had to report it so often that we do work once a year for Omaha indirectly with ESPN. We're so upfront about that, but you know, just want to thank him for that opportunity, and he couldn't have been more gracious with his time. It was wonderful.
That's nice.
KVV has just sent this over that Nick Dunlap, he got a question in his presser afterwards. What did you do last night? And then how did you prepare for the round mentally? And Dunlap said, I hit a couple buckets of balls at my Airbnb into the woods. I don't know if there were any houses or anything back there, but you just hit a bunch of balls. And I had more of a knot in my stomach today than I've ever had starting a round of golf. I definitely can learn something from that, but it's certainly not a position you ever want to be in again. Said he sent his trainer to Target to get 100 balls that he proceeded to hit into the woods last night.
God,
found it.
That's
God, somebody's gonna stumble upon those woods in a couple of days and be like, "What was going on?"
Yeah, what kind of ball does Dunlap play? There might be a lot of nice golf balls back there. He just got a bunch of different ones.
It was different kinds of balls in different colors.
Probably just the cheapest available.
Truly, it sounds like Bagger Vance stuff, you know? Just like, I got to Captain Juno's got to find it.
Guys, of the missed cuts, what do you guys think is the most notable, most disappointing? All of these that stick out to you. We have several to name here. We have
one last guy on the leaderboard, Akshay, because it's disappointing. I thought that was 76 today. I felt like he was cooking yesterday, Randy, and I loved your takes last night. I really like watching Akshay hit the golf ball. I wish he was kind of still in the proceedings.
Sure.
Thank you.
All fair. I mean, probably Koepka for me. Just in like,
Total
nice
non-factor.
if he was still a factor, but I think that ship might be sailing away from us.
Is it over for major? Does Koepka win another major? Question mark.
I think the safe money would say no.
I'm not giving up on him yet. I think he'll definitely sniff around again.
He made quad to shoot 70. Made quad on 18.
That feels like a kind
75.
of like a bit of a white squall. My big disappointment was Will Zalatoris. I kind of feel like he's had success here. Feels like, hey man, he's healthy, bulked up. Feels like a good time to, I think Tron was talking about with Max a little bit and Xander, like, hey, if you don't play well at Augusta, then I'm worried. And this is kind of the same thing with Will Zalatoris. Like, he's been fine to start the year, not great. Coming back from injury, give you a long rope, but 78 today. Just kind of like similar to the players, just a really bad back nine that just kind of popped out of nowhere, because he looked fine Thursday morning. He looked like he was playing with Langer, hitting some good shots, and then just kind of train wreck on the back nine. Again, tough side of the draw, but 78's not going to get it done.
I was touting him at 55-1 going to this week, and it didn't work out. Did not work out. Total non-factor. Dustin Johnson missed the cut by one. I don't even think I saw him on the grounds this week.
I did.
He's not necessarily bringing a lot in. Sergio, I was pumping him up coming into this week as well. He shot 72, 76, and will be exiting the proceedings.
Phil.
Adam Scott had a really tough week. Phil, we were.
I'll apologize. Actually, I'll apologize. Sepp Straka. I've been gassing up Straka.
Yeah, hold on. Somebody was gassing up Phil in the preview show.
I'll take that. Yeah. John P. Richards, will you apologize for thinking Phil could win? 100%. I'll apologize for that. I got swept up in a lot of the propaganda I'm reading on Phil's Twitter account.
Say this: you could tell me Phil wins next year, and I would believe it's in the realm of possibility.
I think it's telling that we got this far into the miscuts. Nobody even thought to bring up Keegan, 74-73, to be a total non-factor. I know KVV
sitting over here just off camera.
A 225-1 ticket that he will not be able to cash.
God, he had so many Keegan plays for everybody on Wednesday. People have lost.
So close.
Just tough stuff. We saw him at 10. We saw him on 10.
Guys, I don't know if you saw it or not. My guy, I hate to do this. Cam Young. I don't know if
really bad. 16 green, was it?
Yikes. Yeah.
6 putt, it looked like. I mean, maybe a 5 putt. Missed multiple times trying to tap in.
Who among us hasn't done that?
He didn't rush either, tap in that much either. No. It was really, really bad. He shot.
How about
79.
that power lip that Hatton got on 17?
That was
that was another thing in the last hour of coverage. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? That was crazy.
Randy's pick, Lucas Glover, did not make the cut as well. Big shot Bob, who we were touting mid-iron play, did not make the cut, unfortunately. Billy Horschel not making the cut. Got this question from Zave1918. Should Cam Smith still be thought of as a top player? 71-78, missed cut.
Man, that's a good one.
I think that needs a little bit more. We got to define what a top player is.
I think that's your own definition.
I don't include Cam in the upper, it's Scotty, Rory, Bright. Cam's not in that group.
He hasn't been in there for a year.
And I don't think he deserves it.
God, that's such a great Augusta National conversation without any data. Absolutely not. Just total feel no, he won Live Adelaide. I remember seeing him, a couple of highlights of him. So I think he's still relevant. Total gut feel on that.
Easy, quick answer. Absolutely not. This form of him is not anywhere close to a top player.
That's with the data.
No, that's. I mean, the last 3 years he hasn't done absolutely anything. I mean, I could have told you that without looking at the data. I mean, can he refine his form potentially? But he has not been anything of a threatening player for 3 years now. The ball striking has really fallen off. In 2022 was a long, long time ago. He was unreal that year. Won the Players, won the Open. Was a complete bomb threat from anywhere on the golf course, and that's gone.
Remember what he did at Kapalua that year? I remember he shot 27 under, and then mastered. God, he was so good.
Won the Players in dramatic fashion, then broke Rory. Yeah, and then he went to Live, and it was never the same. And I hate to correlate. Well, let's
look. So we got DeChambeau, we've got Hatton, then P. Reed.
Which two things?
Bubba, we didn't shout out Bubba. He's at T22. I'm just kind of going down the Live list here. Just curious.
Real quick on the Live guys. Major shout out to P. Reed and Hatton. I know the whole thing is reduced schedule on Live and everything else like that, but those guys are still playing full-time schedules. Mm-hmm. Reed is all over the world, playing 4 weeks on, taking 1 off, bouncing into every event that he possibly can. Hatton the same exact way, absolutely having great years. It's honestly, it's good to see them up there.
Well, it is, but it's if you're being, just take all the, lightning rod stuff out of it. It feels like some of the Live guys have gone 2 directions. You've got Dustin Johnson, who're I'll take the cash and I just want to go fish, and I'm good, and I'm super comfortable in my own skin, whatever. And then you've got guys that are like Bryson, who's I got this whole YouTube channel. I want to change. I want to grow the game. He still seems to be very inspired and has some giddy up. And I almost feel like they fall into 2 separate camps on that front. And I know I'm oversimplifying it, but you look at Cam Smith, I feel like he falls into the DJ camp a little bit. He's
closer than that than the other camp for sure.
Yeah. I'm good, man. I'm set up for life, can set my family up, which I think is great for him. If he's happy, I'm happy for him is where I'm at. If he doesn't care, then more power to you. But I guess with the one that's stuck in the middle to me, and this is totally me, sitting in 5 grandstand, watching him, get flustered, is Rahm.
Yeah.
where it's like, dude, you don't look happy. Every time I see you in one of these majors, it looks like you're kind of, I don't know, like, man, self-conscious maybe is the word that I'm going to use.
Not comfortable.
Not comfortable. Like just a little bit like maybe building it up because what matters to you or what you value is still like these trophies. And now you only get 4 chances a year for the resume stuff. Like that is my personal opinion and read on the situation. I feel like he's stuck in the middle, and I see other guys that are
more comfortable with their decision.
comfortable with like, dude, I'm riding off into the sunset. I'm great. And other guys that are like, I am still finding a ton of value in this live thing, and I'm working on my game, and I'm fired up to compete anywhere and everywhere I can.
In some ways, it's like additive. Like Bryson, I would say, getting out of the kind of the spotlight of the PGA Tour is a welcome thing for him, where he kind of stuck out like a sore thumb, and kind of just everybody getting smaller doses of him, and then the rest of all the doses of Bryson we get are curated for his YouTube channel. Like that's clearly working for him, and he shows up and plays better golf in the major championships than he plays on live. Like hats off to him. Like that means a heck. I've said on repeat, like how you're going to perform in the majors means a heck of a lot more to me than how you do in the live events. And like Bryson's brought the heat in the majors. So
I will say this about Rahm too, and honestly, I've been thinking about that like commentary for a while. Like the Rahm, that I don't feel like that's just this week. I feel like I felt that way about Rahm.
Yes.
In the last 5 majors where I've seen him, it feels that way. And then some, if I tune into a live thing, it just kind of seems like he's going through the motions. Now, I haven't watched a lot of that, so that's me talking out of my ass a little bit. But just in these majors, it doesn't feel like he's comfortable. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So, all right, lengthy show. Obviously, we got to get back to the party.
Obviously.
Our guests are obviously. Who's the worst? What's the worst case winner out of this leaderboard?
I love
right
this
now?
question.
God, that's good stuff. Corey Connors. Sorry.
That's probably right. That's probably right.
I mean, Hatton. I
Matt
don't know.
McCarty.
Hatton.
I just don't want to see
In this
Hatton
leaderboard?
bitch and moan and do his whole deal and then win.
Yeah.
I'm
He
cool.
said Augusta's unfair.
I'm cool
Get
with
it out of here.
Hatton like doing his whole thing and being around, but if he does all that bullshit and wins, that would be annoying.
Yeah, that'd be
like
worse.
Outside that, I feel that way, live or not, right? I'm just gonna get out in front of that shit.
Some people in the comments saying worst would be Reed. Reed already has a green jacket. A second one it would do almost nothing more for me. It'd be worse if Hatton had a green jacket.
Bryson, not for me, but like total cinema if he wins.
Oh yeah,
I'm cool with that one. Like that's
Randy. What do you think?
Well, I honestly think for me, it'd probably be Rory now that I'm saying that. But like Justin Rose would be the most just boring, I think, for me. Maybe Corey Connors. I know what you were saying earlier, Neil.
Yeah.
I just Rose, Loud, like they just don't do anything for me.
Sure. That's not, but I don't know if they're
That's
worst.
not worst case
it's not
scenario.
best, but it's not worst. That would be very Mendoza line stuff. Rose is kind of the Mendoza line. Oh, great. It was 2025. You look
No,
back,
I think
you're
the worst
like,
case scenario for me when I watch the Masters is like somebody that I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
That's cool.
That's fair.
Rose, in your mind, is Danny Willett?
No, he's not Danny Willett, but he's I don't know who the comp would be. He just it's truly, hey, good tournament. Like I'll see you next
see you in
month
Charlotte.
Yeah, like it's not going to resonate with me. I'm not going to feel anything. I'm not going
Right.
to I think that's where I come from, like worst case.
Randy's rooting for a brain freeze. just give me
Here comes the drizzle.
on number 9.
All right. Final question. We will wrap. How far back is too far back?
Oh, I think I'm gonna say I think -2 is still in it. And Brandy, that's your boy Colin. I think him and
He's 3. He's -3.
No, Collins three. I
well,
was gonna
and
say the
Xander
only guy-
and
Xander.
Lee Westwood are at 2. I'm gonna keep them. I think 2 still is in it.
You got to keep Lee Westwood. I mean,
You have to.
You can never eliminate
You have
him.
to.
I'm not threatened by anybody at T17 at -2. I mean, Xander's kind of still a shell of the real Xander. I'd say -3 is absolutely in it, and you could talk me into -2 being in it just because of Xander. And if Xander wasn't in it, I would not say anybody could be.
Well, that's what I'm starting to say right there. Yes.
Okay. I'd
I
say
think we all agree. That's
say,
what I would
yeah.
say.
too far back is -2, except Xander is my answer.
Yeah, That's exactly what I think.
Westwood's got no shot.
I do not think Westwood is going to win this one. I think he does win a major, but I don't think it's going to be this.
TC's out to dinner. He's not going to hear this. We're going to have to just keep it. We got to keep it going.
Neil,
yeah.
Who's going to win this tournament?
Rory, baby. Let's go. God. And he's going to serve freaking slow and low BBQ next year at the Champions Dinner in honor of the block party. Come on.
All right. I love it. Solly?
I said Rory. I'm saying Rory all the way through. I said Rory at the Players. I said Rory on Monday. I said on Wednesday. I'm going to say it Thursday. I'm going to say it Friday.
Randy?
I got to take Scheffler. I'm going to take Scotty.
That's fun.
It's cool, man. KVV, who's going to win? He says Scotty.
He said Scotty.
Cody?
Rory. But my follow-up question would be, does Justin Rose have a chance in this thing?
I think so, for sure.
Has a chance.
Yeah.
But it's more unlikely than it seems. I don't think I cannot picture him going wire to wire.
I really like what Shane was saying earlier, though. I feel like he's such a veteran. I don't think he's going backwards. Like, you guys got to come get me. Yep. He might hit a lot of 3-woods. He might lay up on the par 5s, which
that worried me more than anything. Of like, that's an unsustainable strategy. Honestly.
Fair enough, because you're saying the putter is doing way too much work.
Yeah.
I have like a hot take, a bold prediction. I think it's going to be a playoff.
Could be fun.
I don't know if that's bold, but there hasn't been one in a while, and I just have a feeling that we're going to get down. We're going to get some.
Is it
bonus
Rory
golf.
Bryson?
I feel like it's going to be. I got a feeling it's going to be a heavyweight playoff. So yeah, Rory's in it with somebody, and I don't think it's a runaway winner.
If you took Rory away from me, I would take Bryson right now. Like, he's playing very clean, very nice golf. Does it last 4 rounds? I don't know, but I'm kind of committed to this Rory thing. I might as well write it out.
And Bryson's got the advantage of all the attention's on Rory. And a lot of times it's been on Bryson in this moment of like, oh, because he gives like crazy quotes. And so
I really wanted to take Bryson to win. It's just the around the green, the touch, the little feely shots. I feel like he's going to get let down at some point by one of those. That's what really scares me with Bryson.
But the data was saying he was getting all these strokes around the green, Solly.
Yeah, he was chipping really nice. How long?
He's in no nipple nache, Randy.
I don't know.
He's chipping his tees off.
He had a hole out from a bunker. I don't know what hole that was today.
It's clouding the data.
We are getting. I'm
data.
hearing the tunes start to pick up a little bit downstairs. So I think we're going to have to get back to the party. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thanks to High Noon. Thanks, of course, to Rhoback. Thanks, of course, to the Stack. To Cody for running the 1s and 2s, for Randy for playing along with our bit, for KVV for running the strobe lights over here, for Icarito for joining me on the block party. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you
Smash that thumb,
hit that follow, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.